how do you stand out locally as a tax professional? Because let's face it, a lot of taxpayers are not actively searching social media for someone to help them with their taxes, right? You may encounter someone on social media, but a lot of people are searching in different ways and making their choices in different ways. And so what are some things you can do to attract clients from your local market that could be great clients for you? Now, I want to say that the topics we covered in the previous video, there were 3 of them, those ideas still apply, and I'll probably briefly mention them here today. But here's some different things that you can apply to a local market. Number one, and these, you just got to think about how you can do them. But these are great ideas and effective ideas. One, remember, a lot of people pick their accountants based on from referrals. Who is your accountant? Who did a great job for you? And so being proactive and intentional about how you generate referrals, make it part of your process, make it easy. And that's going to be a great way in a low cost way of attracting clients locally, and good clients, hopefully, because if they're like the clients that you have that you like, they're similar to them, then their friends, when they refer them, hopefully will be good clients as well. So this goes back the idea we covered in another video, having some kind of a freebie. If you have or a book, if you've written a book, hey, here's books. If you appreciate the work that we've done here, hand this out to your friends. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. Just say, hey, look, client's friend, have the client hand it to their friends. That way they don't have to feel weird about giving you their information. Hey, hand out this little booklet, hand out this free report on how to, do better with your taxes, whatever it is, whatever service it is that you provide. So local referrals really make a difference. And then also getting testimonials from those people. So it's kind of 2 ways. If you can get testimonials, it's great. Referrals is also great. So this is not an idea you haven't heard of, but think about how to be proactive about getting them, because that's going to make a large impact. It can make a large impact on how many clients you get from your local market. Second idea, a little bit more involved, but it really makes you stand out and gives you access to people you don't have direct access to, or even second degree or third degree access to. Write content for a local newspaper. If you're in a big city, it's a little bit harder to get published in the New York Times, for example. But in medium-sized and smaller towns, it's a little bit easier. And I've done this personally and had clients do it as well. Write a regular column, or even occasionally submit an article for publication in a local print newspaper or online. It's just a great idea, because people do still read the newspaper, and people do still scan the websites of their local news outlets. And we're not talking about buying sleazy mentions on tiny news affiliates and bragging about it. We're talking about actually creating content, regular content about taxes in whatever way you help people with their taxes. Provide content regularly. Well, it doesn't have to be regular. Regular is good, because then consistently being there shows you as an expert, shows you as a fixture in the community. But even if it's irregular, having content in a local paper, local magazine is a great idea, right? So that's the second idea. Third idea, again, a little bit more involved, but you can do this. Do some public speaking. There's 2 ways, I think, to do this. Get involved with local organizations like the Chamber of Commerce. A lot of times they'll bring in speakers or allow members to speak. Sometimes they want you to sponsor things or whatever, but there's going to be opportunities for you to speak. But also consider putting on your own local workshops once a month at a inexpensive location, or even a free location. You can give a tax seminar. You can give a whatever, related to your offer, the service that you provide. And again, if you can advertise that, you can even put it on Eventbrite, something that's going to be inexpensive. You can talk about it on social media. But if you're writing a local for a local paper, it's easier again to talk about that. Just mention it. Doesn't have to be a pitch. Or if you're going to the chamber meetings, you can just hype it up in the meetings. If you have your past clients, current clients, send them an email. Hopefully you have their email address. Send them an email and invite them. Things like that. But having a local event, low cost or no cost, low pressure, just to help people in their tax situation, is a way of standing out. Is a way of generating leads that will not. Most of your competitors are not doing this, especially locally, and so these offline tactics are going to complement your online tactics, which we talked about before. Again, I think this applies. If you give your tax service a cool name or an acronym, then when you're talking about it, speaking about it, writing about it elsewhere, you don't have to just talk about taxes. You can talk about unique aspects of taxes and frame it in a way that other people are not talking about it. And also, they can't just go and Google that. They can't Google, the 487, whatever tax method. They can't do that. And so you're setting yourself up as an expert. Your method's ungoogleable, un-ChatGPTable, and so that makes you unique. And what was the other thing? I'm trying to remember what the previous video said. Having the freebie. So having the freebie, you can talk about the freebie in the if you're writing for the local paper. Give away the freebie if you're at the chamber events. These sort of things, they work together. And also, of course, consider SEO is important. Search engine optimization is important for your local market. So that oftentimes means creating content for your website. And these are things you need to think about, because that's how people find their tax professional. So these are just some ideas. I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but hopefully those ideas are helpful for you as you're thinking about how do I stand out and be on the cutting edge or in the forefront of tax professionals in my local area. Hope that's helpful.